welcome back to my channel, and if you've never been here before, welcome to my channel. My name is Allie and I am a flight attendant. I am a wife, a mom, and a flight attendant, and I have been a flight attendant for a little over 2.5 years. I'm going on 3 years of being a flight attendant, and my channel is pretty much about how I balance the life of a flight attendant as well as being a mom. A lot of people still think that being a flight attendant is like the old days where you couldn't have a family and you had to be single and you had to be really in shape and look a specific way in order for you to be a flight attendant. Well, luckily in the United States, times have changed, so you can definitely balance being a flight attendant and family life. I'm able to do it, other moms do it. It's doable, it's not impossible. It can be hard, but it's not impossible. So today I decided to sit down in my son's playroom, to make it appropriate, and talk to you guys about some tips that I've picked up either before I became a flight attendant or as a flight attendant about traveling with children. Traveling with children can be very stressful. It is not fun. I personally don't enjoy it sometimes. I have a 4-year-old. I have a very, very, very active 4-year-old. Very active. He likes to get into everything. I'm constantly running after him. But he is also someone that understands what it's like to travel because we do travel with him pretty often. Why is my son not a part of this video, you may ask? Well, I have made the decision to not show my son's face on YouTube. He's definitely part of my vlogs. He's definitely part of my videos. He's part of my life. He is my life. But I don't show his face because it's still the internet. And there are mean people in the internet. And I'm telling you, the day someone says something negative about my child, that will be the last day I am ever on YouTube. Not accepted whatsoever. So that is why I don't want to make him a part of my videos. I don't want to show his face on my videos just because of that. But anyway, let's get into the video. What I want to talk to you guys about is to bring sanitizing wipes. I cannot stress this enough. Those tray tables on the plane, they are not the cleanest. The armrests are not the cleanest. Take some sanitizing wipes as well as some hand sanitizer, put it in a napkin, wipe everything down. They're not the cleanest. People eat there, people sleep there, people change their diapers there. Yes, people change their babies' diapers on the tray table. I mean, they're not supposed to, but some people don't have the etiquette or can't wait, or whatever. Things happen and people do it. Just please don't change your baby's diaper on the tray table. People eat there. But because there are people that do that, make sure you carry some sanitizing wipes so you can wipe down the tray tables. Tip number 2, bring your own blanket. A lot of people think that a lot of airlines provide you with blankets and pillows. Unless you're flying first class or you're doing a long haul flight, a lot of the time airlines don't provide you with blankets or they don't have them available for purchase. So make sure that you carry your own blanket. A lot of the times I've heard from other flight attendants that the blankets aren't washed. So unless they have been sealed or unless they have been purchased by you, they are not always the cleanest. So take your own blanket, and a lot of the time the aircraft can be really, really chilly, really, really cold. So you want to make sure that you are comfortable and you make your child's flight very comfortable as well. Tip number 3, take a reminder from home, whether it's a toy, whether it's a blanket, a pillow, anything that reminds them of home. A lot of kids have separation anxiety from being away from their home, so they kind of tend to act up whenever they're away from their comfort zone. So find something that makes them comfortable and just kind of reminds them of home. It is okay if your kids fall out of the routine that they have back home. I'm not here to tell you how to parent your kids. I have my own child to worry about, but this is just something that I have learned that has helped me with traveling with my son. So if, for example, your son or your child doesn't necessarily use the tablet at home, maybe you can consider letting them use their tablet on the plane. Just because, trust me, it'll make traveling so much easier for the both of you. For you, you might even be able to take a little nap if there's someone else that's traveling with you. It'll keep them entertained. They're not going to be, you know, trying to run all over the place. Take something to distract them with, whether it's a coloring book, whether it's a movie, whatever it may be, just take something to distract them with. Because depending on how long your flight is, sometimes it could be very, very long and kids get antsy. Like, I know I get antsy on a long flight, so I can only imagine a 3-year-old. Tip number 5, try not to stress about cancellations, delays, weather delays especially, because the most important thing is getting to your destination safely. Again, I understand that being delayed, getting canceled, it's not ideal. But if it's because of weather, if it's because of mechanical, if it's because of crew rest sometimes, even though it's not your fault, it's very important to try not to let that get to you as much, because, you know, it will make the situation worse, especially when you have kids. And if you're like me, I want to be able to be in the best mood when I am taking care of my child, especially when I'm traveling with him. Tip number 6, invest in a wrap or some sort of baby carrier. I used to have the Ergo Baby. I got mine at Bye Bye Baby, and it was a lifesaver whenever I traveled with him. When he was smaller, I would put him like kind of like a reverse backpack, but I would put him in front of me, and then I would carry a backpack or my diaper bag, which was like a backpack, on my back. That way my hands were always free, because I needed my hand to grab my phone, I needed my hand to grab my boarding pass, my ID. So I can't stress that enough. It'll just make your life so much easier. And just make sure, take it off whenever you are on the plane and the seatbelt sign is off, because in case of an evacuation, your carrier, even if your baby is sleeping, can get in the way of you trying to take your seatbelt off and get off the plane as soon as possible. So I know the baby may be sleeping and you're like, oh no, I don't want to wake him up, the seatbelt sign is on. But again, it is for your safety. The carrier is just for when you are walking about the airport. It'll just make your life easier. The next tip, I don't even know what number I'm on anymore. Invest in a car seat case. A lot of the times, ground crew, they're not very nice with car seats or strollers. So definitely invest in a case for it. That way you can protect it from any damage. And if for some reason ground crew still messes up your car seat, you can always go to their customer service and explain what's going on, and they'll probably take care of your car seat, maybe even replace it. I don't know, depending on the situation. But I would definitely invest in a case for your car seat. Okay, the next tip is to take an empty cup with you. So whether it's a kid's cup, a water bottle, whatever it may be, make sure it's empty when you go through security. Usually after you go through security, before you get to the gate, there's always some sort of coffee shop. A lot of the times they have drinks, so you can always purchase your milk, your juice, your water there. And make sure to take some extra milk or buy some extra milk. Don't depend on the airline to have milk, juice, or water, because things happen. Planes don't get catered. The airline doesn't sell juice or milk. They may not even carry milk. So don't depend on the airline for the drinks for your child, because sometimes you might have to purchase it on the plane as well, and it's not always complimentary. So just to avoid any type of disappointment, I would always just purchase your drinks at the terminal. Another thing is, don't worry about checking your stroller. You can always gate check your stroller, and you can do it for free. So you can just take it while you go through security, and then when you get to the door on the plane, you can always just leave it there and ground crew will take care of it. And then once you get to your destination, it'll be waiting for you at the door. And the last tip I want to share with you guys is, don't stress if your child is crying. I know I might get some backlash for this, but I mean, kids cry. What are you gonna do? Kids cry. Kids are cranky. Some people don't believe that kids have bad days, that they have bad parents. No. Kids are still human. They still have feelings. They still wake up cranky. They're not at home. They're on a plane with all these different people. They have a little personality too. They're going to cry. That's what they do. They're going to throw tantrums. And if you've really done everything in your power to make sure that they're okay and you're taking care of them, you've done some of these tips and more, whatever, and they still can't calm down, what are you going to do? Kids cry. People are going to stare. There's always that one parent that's going to think, oh, I would never do that with my kids. Oh, my kid would never do that. Or there's that person with no kids that are like, oh, when I have kids, my kids will never do that. You know, don't worry about that. Worry about your kid. It's public transportation. Being on a plane is public transportation. Don't worry about your kid crying. Don't let the stairs get to you. Sometimes it could be that they're crying because of the air pressure and their ears hurt. So always take something like a pacifier, a bottle, something for them to suck on. Like if they're smaller, or if they're like my son around 4 years old, give them a lollipop, like a sugar-free lollipop or something. That way it can help with their ears. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys were able to pick up some tips and tricks, and hopefully I didn't offend anyone, because a lot of the times parenting can be a touchy subject, and whether you're a parent or not a parent, someone always has something to say. So I hope I was able to help you guys a little bit, and that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed. Leave me any questions in the comments down below, and I will try my best to get back to you. Don't forget to follow me on my social media, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!